I think Ronaldo said it, and you probably know this. He says, "Don't practice until you get it right. Practice until you can never get it wrong." So, in my eyes, getting it wrong would be not breaking poo.
Do you use that as an escape? Like, obviously, like for me, uh, I'm not a athlete in track and field or whatever, but for me, I just love running because I play soccer, right? So just
Mhm.
getting in shape for that as well. Do you ever, like, for me, it's personally, I can say for myself, it is an escape from whatever is going on in my life right now, right? Like, I can just put all that stress forward into what I'm running that day and just grind it out, and it works for me. So do you ever use that as an escape?
Um, there was a time when I did. Now it's more like I've gotten to the point where my like longer runs even get to be a struggle
Yeah.
because um we use this app called Strava, right?
Okay.
Um, it's basically just like you put up your runs and it shows your distance, shows your pace, it shows all that stuff. So since I haven't been able to like train with people, I've been training alone, and they just get to see like the paces they're running. And I'm always trying to. I'm one of the guys who runs in the afternoon, and all my teammates run in the morning.
Mhm.
So like I'll see their paces. So basically, through all my runs, I just try and match their paces. So I don't see it as an escape anymore, which kind
Yeah.
of sucks. But the end of the day, every time I'm running, I'm like, well, I'm just getting better. Like every step is me getting a little bit better, as much as I hate it. And especially beginning of winter, like you said, you fell at the during the intro.
Yeah.
The amount of times there's like a corner up by my house, and it's like at the start of my like workouts, it's like you have one 30 second rep. I need to go around that corner in that hard 30-second rep every single time. I don't know why I haven't changed my starting position, but I do. And the amount of times that I have fallen, just feet out from under me, just sliding, is like you could probably make like a good 25-second montage of me just like 2 second clips of just boom, boom.
That's a TikTok
It's
right there, man. That's a TikTok
oh
idea
That's an
right
no,
idea.
there.
You
no,
gotta
no, 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 no.
you gotta add the sound, the oh no sound to
Oh boy. Oh, I gotta maybe. I got my brother to film me one time.
it.
Oh, I could.
There
Yeah.
you go. There you go.
But yeah, I don't know. It's I don't really see it as an escape anymore.
Okay.
It used to be, and I used to be one of those things where I would run and I'd be like, yeah, like this is nice. This is what I want. There's times when even during those runs, I just forget about everything and I just kind of get into the flow of things. But at the end of the day, no, I don't see it as an escape anymore. I see more of the going to practice, being with people who I like, which is what I've missed so much. I see that more as the escape. And especially like when you're all hurting together, you have one rep left in the workout and everyone's like hands on knees. You have 20 seconds left in the rest, and you just look at each other like, all right, who's taking this one? Um, so
Yeah.
that stuff is more of an escape, even though you hate it. It's like, yeah,
But I assume you genuinely enjoy the whole process of running and training for this as well. Correct?
yeah. Well, okay, you're gonna a lot. All most runners will say the same thing.
Mhm.
They hate running and they enjoy racing.
Okay.
Basically meaning they enjoy being at the meets. I like racing, even though it feels awful afterwards, even though it hurts like hell, and even though practices hurt,
Mhm.
you enjoy the camaraderie, you enjoy the teammates. You don't like the actual physical activity of running, even though you're good at it, and even though let's say you're having a really good workout and you're amped for it, you still kind of don't. There's a part of you that doesn't want to do that next rep,
Yeah.
right? Even though you feel amazing, there's part of you like I don't want. Like, what if after this? For me, at least, I really enjoy racing and I enjoy the camaraderie, I enjoy the teammates, I enjoy the sportsmanship. I don't like the practicing just because it's just constant pain
Yeah.
all the time.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. And I mentioned that I switched coaches earlier. So my workouts went from like an average of like maybe 25 minutes long,
Mhm.
like in total work, to probably like 30 to 45 minutes long, depending on the day now.
Yeah.
So and it's usually on the longer end. It's usually like 40 to 45.
Okay.
So yeah,
It-
so it's pure hell. And maybe it's like of those 40 minutes, it would be like 27 of it is work and 13 of it is rest.
Okay.
So it's like for every 2 minutes you run, you get a minute rest. And it's not the worst thing in the world, but that adds up.
Yeah, that's true.
So like as athletes, right? Like we set goals for ourselves, right? Like I've played at a competitive age. I've always had a goal to get better at some sort of skill in soccer, whatever. When you hit that stage, right? Like let's say you meet that goal. So let's say you want to run sub 2 800 meter. What do you ask yourself next? Like how do you continue pushing yourself forward? How do you stay hungry?
So this actually goes into like a really cool story actually. So my whole goal that grade 11 year was to break 2 minutes.
Mhm.
And I got really close. So when we went to the national meet, like with my club, I was in the slowest 800 meter heat of the qualifiers. Funnily enough, nowadays that heat would be like one of the faster ones just because of the way ages work.
Sure.
But I was in the slowest heat and I broke 2 minutes for the first time. I won the heat. I led from gun to tape, which was like, yeah, that's great, right?
Yeah.
Wrong. I got DQ'd.
Oh.
So the only reason I knew I broke 2 was because I hit the line first.
Yeah.
And your time pops up. And it wasn't like a time that could have been adjusted up. Like it was like 59.3. So there's a full like 7.7 of a second there.
Mhm.
So I was like, yeah, I did it. And then next thing I know, it refreshes on the leaderboard. My name's not at the top. I'm at the bottom. DQ rule 1.4 C or something like that.
Okay.
Basically, I stepped on the line before we cut in.
Oh. Okay.
So I told my coach, I'm like, listen, like I know I've broken 2,
Mhm.
but I just need to do it again. And when I do it again, I'm never not breaking 2.
There you go.
Is what I would tell myself. So that essentially the answer to your question is, I think Ronaldo said it, and you probably know this. He says, don't practice until you get it right, practice until you can never get it wrong.
There you go.
So in my eyes, getting it wrong would be not breaking 2. So yeah, and then that grade 12 year was terrible for me. I was only running 159 times. Like, yeah, that's good, but you don't want to be running in the same time the entire time.